Dear students of Honours First Year, how are you all? Hope that you are doing fine at home. This is Shaila Parveen, Assistant Professor of Department of English. Welcome you back to my class on Introduction to Poetry. And the poem that I am going to discuss with you today is Ode to Autumn by John Keats. Students, this is the first part of my lecture on Ode to Autumn. In this lecture, I will discuss the biography of the poet John Keats and his major work. In my next lecture on John Keats, I will discuss the poem in detail. So let us start our today's discussion. Students, on the screen you see the image of John Keats. He is one of the greatest English romantic poet who lived from 1795 to 1821. He had a very short life of only 25 years. And within this short literary career, he produced a considerable number of poems which are read and praised all over the world. Students, now we will know something about the poet himself, his life and his work. John Keats, the English romantic lyric poet, was born on October 31st, 1795 in Moorgate, London, England. He devoted his short life to the perfection of a poetry marked by vivid imagery, great sensuous appeal, and an attempt to express philosophy through classical legend. John Keats' father's name was Thomas Keats and his mother was Frances Jennings. Thomas Keats was a livery stable manager, so his family was not so well off. John Keats received relatively little formal education. His father died in 1804 and his mother remarried almost immediately. Throughout his life, Keats had close emotional ties to his sister Fanny and his two brothers, George and Tom. Keats attended a school at Enfield, 2 miles away from his grandparents' home, that was run by John Clarke, whose son Charles Cotton Clarke did much to encourage Keats's literary aspiration. At school, Keats was noted as a quarrelsome lad and was decidedly not literary. John Keats was apprenticed to a surgeon at Edmonton in 1811, but soon he broke off his apprenticeship in 1814 and went to live in London, where he worked as a dresser or junior house surgeon at Guy's and St. Thomas Hospital. His first mature poem is a sonnet on first looking into Chapman's Homer, which was published in 1816, was inspired by his excited reading of George Chapman's classic 17th century translation of the Iliad and the Odyssey. Keats's first book, Poems, was published in March 1817. After 1870, he devoted himself entirely to poetry. From then until his early death, the story of his life is largely the story of the poetry he wrote. In 1817, Keats left London briefly for a trip to the Isle of Wight and Canterbury and began work on Endymion, his first long poem. Endymion appeared in 1818. In the summer of 1818, Keats went on a walking tour in the Lake District of northern England and Scotland with his friend Charles Browne, and his exposure and overexertion on that trip brought on the first symptoms of the tuberculosis. In 1818, he met Fanny Browne, a near neighbor in Hampstead, with whom he soon fell hopelessly and tragically in love. About October 1819, Keats became engaged to Fanny. In 1819, Keats wrote Isabella. It was during the year 1819 that all his greatest poetry was written. Lamia, The Eve of St. Agnes, the great odes, namely Ode on Indolence, Ode on a Grecian Urn, Ode to Psyche, Ode to a Nightingale, Ode on Melancholy, and Ode to Autumn. The poems Isabella, Lamia, The Eve of St. Agnes, and Hyperion, and the Odes were all published in the famous 1820 volume. He had been increasingly ill throughout 1890, and by the beginning of 1820, the evidence of tuberculosis was clear. Keats sailed to Italy in September 1820, where in early December Keats had relapsed. John Keats died in Papal States, Rome, Italy on 23rd February 1821. His body was buried in the city's Protestant cemetery. His last request was to be placed under a tombstone bearing no name or date, only the words, "Here lies one whose name was writ in water." Students, as I have told you earlier that most of his notable works were written during the year 1819 and these were published in his 1820 volume. Here are the list of some of his notable works, namely Hyperion, Ode on a Grecian Urn, The Eve of St. Agnes, Ode to Autumn, Ode on Melancholy, Ode to Psyche, Ode to a Nightingale, Ode on Indolence, and on First Looking into Chapman's Homer. Actually, he had a very untimely death, lived only for 25 years. Nevertheless, he was one of the main figures of the second generation of Romantic poets, along with Lord Byron and Percy Bysshe Shelley. Although his poems were not generally well received by critics during his lifetime, his reputation grew after his death, and by the end of the 19th century, he had become one of the most beloved of all English poets. He had a significant influence on a diverse range of poets and writers. Well, dear students, that is all for today. Thank you very much for listening to my lecture.